Stop policing people's personalities and calling it Christianity. If Jesus walked into churches today, some of you would say he's not acting like a born-again Christian. And yes, the Bible actually proves it. Many of you have turned Christianity into a personality makeover instead of a transformation of the heart. The moment someone says they are born again, suddenly there is a long list of how they must walk, how they must laugh, how they must talk, how they must greet, who they must keep around them, and how calm they must look every second of their lives. Let's be honest, that version of Christianity is not what the Bible teaches. Being born again does not turn a human being into a robotic angel. It does not erase your personality. It doesn't mean that your laughter will suddenly change, your tone will permanently become soft, or that you must pretend to be calm even when something is wrong. What being born again actually does is transform the heart and not manufacture a fake personality. Look carefully at the life of Christ, the very person we claim to follow. In John 2:13-17, Jesus entered into the temple and drove people away with a whip because of what they were doing there. He was angry and he showed it. If that happened today, some of you would say, and you call yourself a born again. In Matthew 23:33, Jesus looked at the religious leaders and called them serpents. Ye generation of vipers. That is not the language of someone pretending to be gentle just to look spiritual. When his own people rejected him, Mark 6:4-5 tells us that he did not perform many miracles there because of their unbelief. He did not force himself on them. He did not force himself on people who rejected him, even with his own relatives. When people told him that his mother and brothers were looking for him, he replied in Matthew 12:48-50 that those who do the will of God are his true families. That statement alone will offend many today. Jesus also knew when to separate himself from the crowd. After teaching multitudes, he would withdraw with his disciples. Mark 4:34, Matthew 14:23. He was not trying to please anyone or keep everybody around him. And when the disciples needed space from the crowd, he literally told them to send the people away. Matthew 14:15. Imagine that happening today. People would shout, arrogance, pride, this is not Christianity. But it was Christ himself who did it. And for me, that is being born again. That is what? Being born again. Because you want to live the life of Christ, you must live like him. So let's stop confusing holiness with people pleasing. The Bible itself says in Romans 12:18, if it is possible, as much as lies within you, to live peaceably with all men. Notice this line, if it is possible. That means there will be situation where it is not possible. If it's a probability. If. Not everyone will like you. Not everyone will believe you. Not everyone will accept you. Even Christ was rejected, misunderstood, insulted, and accused of operating by the spirit of Beelzebub. Matthew 12:24. So what exactly are we expecting from ordinary believers? Yes. When someone comes to Christ, certain things must change. The bitterness, the malice, the cruelty, the things that destroy others, those must go. The heart becomes humble, teachable, and aligned with God. But that does not mean the person stops being human. If someone is naturally bold, they will still be bold. If someone speaks strongly against wrong, they will still do that. It is the personality. It cannot change because you have become a Christian, or a born again. If someone does not tolerate nonsense, they will still not tolerate nonsense. Don't tell me, oh, you are born again. I don't even that thing I don't want. When I still would not want it. If it is possible, As much as lieth within you, it will be by force. What if I want to start opening my teeth and somebody does not want it? Should I keep opening my teeth? Mba, Christ himself was gentle with the broken, but very direct with hypocrisy. Christianity is not about acting holy. It is about learning Christ. Matthew 11:29 says, learn of me, not pretend to be me. He said there, learn of me. He didn't say pretend to be me. You are still who you are, but learn of me. Not act like society's idea of holiness. Christianity is not a costume, it is a life. So, before you start measuring somebody's Christianity by their tone of voice, their laughter, their reaction, or whether they refuse to tolerate certain behavior, go back to the Bible and study the very life of Christ you claim to defend. You might be surprised, because sometimes the Jesus in scripture is very different from the one people invented in religious culture. And some truths are not meant to make everyone comfortable. But as you all know, truth first, feelings later, no negotiation.